I think we've got everything going. We've got everything set up, so we should be good. We're a minute early, but you know, it's the time change. Maybe everyone else is off, and it is just like I am today. So hello, welcome. Let's finish up some molds. I've got all of the molds that we poured last week. Hello! How's it going? What does your little shield mean? I don't know what your little shield means. Why are you blue? I don't know what that means. Why does it tell me why you're blue? Your name's Blue. But hello, welcome. We're having a nice day. I am tired today, but that's just because I think partially the time change, I think. I don't think that has helped at all. Alright, I'm just trying to get some of the if you let's see if I can get it so you can see. You can see there's all sorts of stickum on the face there. Just trying to get some of that off with the tape that we just used. It also uses your super old handle now instead of your username. Weird. So I take it you are someone who's usually in the chat, and I just don't know who you are then. I guess YouTube's just being weird. Hey, there we go. Got it all off. There you go. No more stickum. Oh! Hi, Omar. How's it going? Oh, you're blue because you're a moderator. That's why. Who's this strange blue person? It's my fault. It's my fault that your name's Blue and you've got a little shield. I'm the one who's done this, apparently. How are you doing? Some molds made. Hello, how's it going? Yes, happy Sunday to you as well, Edster. I'm just getting all of our doing pretty good? That's good. I'm doing alright. I'm still, I mean, I think I already mentioned this to you guys. Still debating work and things. So that's taking up a lot of my brain power. Maybe I'll talk about that more further on in the stream. Get some ideas from people. Get some opinions that I'm sure won't be biased at all. from people who hang out in my live streams. Oh. I'm gonna grab a container to throw all of these. Work be tiring? Are you saying your work's been tiring, Esther? Let's throw all this stuff into a container here. Get it out of the way. I think everyone is feeling like work is tiring. That's fair. I think there's a certain amount of everyone feeling like they're working too many hours and not being able to make rent, I think is maybe part of it. I'm gonna grab a pizza. Ooh, pizza. Oh, hi, Lisa Horton. Well, I'm glad you could join us. Glad you could come hang out. Should be a pretty chill live stream today. Ooh, nope. Let's trying to pull out the, I don't want to pull out the D2 there. I want it to stay in there. But I'm going to get all of these, get the lids made for all of these. It's good I feel like it's good that I'm doing this on live stream. I would probably do part of it and then leave the rest for later. I'm like, I'll do it some other time. This is good motivation for actually getting this done. Yeah. Alright. The tape, it's stuck. There we go. So what are folks up to today? Did the, I mean, I guess perhaps not all of you had the time change last night, but, yeah, guys all get enough sleep last night? We lost an hour of sleep. So today I'm like, hello, what's going on? A little bit out of it. I doubt you guys will be able to tell a difference because I am usually a little bit out of it. Just in general. So, the plan for today, I'm obviously getting all of these out of their little mold forms. Oh, there's a second. Actually, there's a little piece of Stick-em-on there. Let me get that off of the D6. See if I can use this tape to kind of pull it off. It's 11 p.m. there in the UK. Oh gosh, yeah. That's a bit of a time difference. That is, I will say, it is honestly kind of fun. It's kind of a fun aspect of live streaming is chatting with people from all over the place in all sorts of different time zones, and everyone's doing different things. It's like, I'm eating dinner right now. I'm like, and then someone else is like, I'm getting ready for work. I don't know why it amuses me so, but it does. Alright, let me get these out of the way. We're not going to need all of the Legos for this part of things. I maybe need a larger container for holding these. Oh, here, I'll bring these over, though. I'll bring over the molds that we didn't actually, fill in. You were in Tokyo this time yesterday? My goodness. I don't actually know what the time difference is like in Tokyo. It sounds like you're all over the place. Okay, so plan for these. We took that off. We're gonna clean them up. We're gonna get rid of like some of this extra bit. So trim them. I'm then going to cut some. Where's my crafting knife? It's on the other table. I'm gonna use my crafting knife and I'm gonna cut some keys into these. Actually, yeah, cut keys. And then we're going to put tape around them as our mold forms. And then we will Vaseline them so that the silicone we're going to pour doesn't stick. 9 hours ahead of UK. Don't know what time zone you're on right now. Well, you said it's 11 p.m. there. It's 4 p.m. here. So, happy to be home chilling. It's so tiring traveling. It's fun, but it's so tiring. Ah! Got my craft knife. Alright, but all sorts of tape. So let's just get these trimmed up and nice. I'm honestly happy to be home chilling, making molds too. I was working on getting my taxes done earlier today. It was actually less painful than I expected it to be. I found all my documents a lot quicker, I guess, than I was expecting. I'm just going to pull off this excess. And then the little bits, I'm going to trim the sides down with the scissors here. Adulting is fun. I mean, I'm glad to have it, well, pretty much done. Not have to worry about it. But I think I should maybe get rid of some of the extra withholding I have at work. Because instead of doing quarterly taxes, I set it up so that extra money comes out of my paycheck at my part-time job. But I think I'm taking too much out because I'm really not making much from this stuff. So my tax return is going to be probably a little bit ridiculous. Oh, there's a cat outside the door. I can hear her. She's been screaming at me since I got home. Alright. There we go. That's a little bit better. Doesn't need to be perfectly clear. The tape should stick and work just fine. Just trying to make things a little bit neater so that it's easier for me to work with. Ta-da! Before and after. We'll cut keys in a minute. Let's finish cleaning these up. Let's see. I'm thinking maybe we will ink some dice next week. We'll see. I might try and get it done before next week, and because then I will be like pretty much I'll be caught up on all of the Patreon D20s. I just need to finish cleaning them and ink them, and then I'll be all caught up, which is exciting because I have like 7 dice that I'll need to ship out then. Not 7 dice, 7 kinds of dice that I'll need to ship out for the Patreon rewards. That's how far behind I was. I'm, well, here, I'll just bring up what I was, talking about earlier, what I was saying, because, again, it's just been on my mind the past couple of days. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do from here, because, like, everyone's disappeared. But I'm trying to figure out like what I want to do, because I really enjoy making dice and making YouTube videos and all of that sort of stuff, but it is not enough to pay the bills. I've got a part-time job, but I'm debating if I should go back and get a full-time job again. But I don't know what that would mean for all of these live streams and things. Or if there's something I should, I don't know. I'm debating if there's like, I don't know. Don't know what I want to do. If I approach things, I don't know that there's a way that I could approach things differently. I think I could be more organized with my videos and stuff, but I don't know that, I mean, YouTube is definitely not the, I do not make much from YouTube. But there's probably other avenues that I could be exploring. I'm just trying to figure out what those are. There's a few different things that I'm debating. So, I could tell you some of the ideas, I suppose. I could go back and find a full-time job, or see if there's full-time opportunities where I currently work part-time. I don't know if there are or not. Might not be. And then I'd probably, I don't know if I would quit YouTube, or if it would just become very, very rare that I'd put out a video. I mean, it's not like I post regularly anyway. But I don't know how well I would do it. Trying to keep up a channel and things. I could also just do a thing where I just make like the occasional video with a large project type thing, and it probably wouldn't be all dice. I don't know about live streams, because I enjoy live streaming, but it would be nice to have a day of the week that I don't have to do something in the evening. So, debating that. Could go that direction. I could find some sort of like other gig work type thing. Or other places to sell commissions. I could try and like kind of branch out where I'm available for this stuff. I don't know, start I don't know, sell dice on Fiverr. I don't quite know what the plan would be there. I mean, I could try and go a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word that I'm looking for? Mainstream? It's not even quite mainstream, but like, instead of doing live streams like this where we're just hanging out and chilling and chatting and working on a project, do things that are higher concept or more focused, I guess, on trying to sell you guys things, which I don't necessarily want to do, but there could be fun things there too. Or other more interactive things, possibly. But at the moment, my thought is probably should get a full-time job. I don't know what would happen to this stuff. Yeah. On the one hand, I enjoy making dice, but I could see a world where I kind of give up the dice videos a bit and just start posting random art videos. Because I do really like painting and stuff, and I've got lots of painting ideas. Could be fun to do other things. But I have kind of built up a bit of a dice audience. But treat it more as a hobby than anything. I think I do need to figure it out. Well, I do need to figure it out, but also I'll need to figure out what to do about Patreon if I go that direction. You have returned! How's your pizza? I was just lamenting my woes of trying to figure out what I want to do with my life, as is usual. Debating whether I should go get a full-time job again. I say like I can just go get a full-time job. Don't know that that's how that works at the moment, but what kind of pizza did you get? Pizza sounds pretty good. I did have some... I'll be honest, I also cannot remember how to spell delicious, so I'll take it. I think that's also how I would spell delicious and then go, that's wrong, but I don't know the right way. There's some words that are just like that. Pepperoni and mushroom? Okay, you can keep it. I'm alright without the mushrooms. I'll take the pepperoni. But yeah, you can keep the mushrooms. Oh no! The two's trying to escape. Alright. I do think, because I was kind of thinking about it today, I do think that if I was going to try and get a full-time job, well, full-time-ish, I'd maybe either see if the place where I currently work has more hours, Although I don't quite know. I mean, yeah. Or maybe see if I could work as like a para-educator in a school, because that's kind of what I do now, just at a tutoring center. It is kind of, it's kind of fun working at a tutoring center, I will say. And part of the fun there, I think, is like working with all of the different like ages of kids. Because I will be honest, I was assuming that I would get along best with like the elementary schoolers, like the little kids. And I think I get along the best with like middle schoolers. I feel like the like, I guess, oh, for the people that aren't in the US, elementary age is like 5 through 10, I think. And then middle school is like 11-year-olds through 13. Is that right? No, 13 through... Sorry, let me do some math a second. No, 5 through 10, 11 through 13, 14 through 18 is high school, right? Yeah. That's about right. So the like the preteen kind of age group. The high schoolers are good too, but no, I get along well with the middle schoolers. They're like old enough that you can kind of give them a hard time and they'll give you a hard time back. The thing I've discovered with like kindergartners is that they're still figuring out how, I mean, everyone's still figuring out how the world works, but like kindergartners especially are still figuring out how the world works and like what's expected of them and such. And with like middle schoolers, if they do something, you can just give them a look and be like, that was, why did you do that? And they'll be like, yeah, that was dumb, shouldn't have done that. Like, they're self-aware enough sometimes. Not usually while they're doing things, but self-aware enough to look back on things and go, oh yeah, that was kind of a stupid idea. Or understand reasoning if you're like, dude, that was so rude. So maybe I would go for like a paraeducator position, which would have summers off, which would be pretty nice. Wouldn't mind having summers off. Yes, I see the mushrooms are delicious message. I'm just ignoring it. You can have your wrong opinions, it's fine. I feel like some people assume that the only reason to not like mushrooms is like texture, but they just kind of taste earthy to me. I'm not a huge fan. Not a fan of the flavor. I mean, there's lots of different kinds of mushrooms. I'm talking like the mushrooms that they put on pizzas, like white and button mushrooms and portobellos and some of those ones. Because they all taste the same to me. Alright, we're going to cut some keys. So, a trick that I have found when cutting keys is to do one corner different from the other ones. So I'm going to do probably triangles. And I'm just going to go down a little ways, cut out a triangle. There we go, one key cut. I'm going to do triangles for 3 of these corners. And then a square on one of them. And that way, when I have my lids and I go to put them on, I know which direction they go. Because if I do triangles in all of the corners, I have to sit there and be like, nope, that's not right. Try and figure it out. So, one square, one that's different from the others will make it so that I can figure out the orientation of the lids later on. I'll do the same thing with all of these. I did get some, I've been getting some housework done, which has been nice. I've decided that Saturdays, I mean, they're not my day off. I go to work in the morning, and then I come home. Because I just work in the mornings, Saturdays, at my real person job. But I've decided that they're my house cleaning days, so I got my bedroom all clean the other week, and then yesterday I got like the stairs vacuumed and some stuff cleaned up in the dining room. I decided yesterday that, well, I discussed it with my brother, who also lives with me, but we decided yesterday that we're gonna like kind of rearrange the house a bit, because like we don't really use the dining room unless we have people over. It really is just kind of a storage spot, because my house, the room in the middle that it has doorways into all of the rest of the house is the dining room. Like, off of the dining room is the living room, the kitchen, the hallway, and the back door. So like, if you want to go anywhere in the house, you go through the dining room. And it just means that it kind of becomes the landing zone, so if you're going somewhere, you just set things on the dining room table while you're walking by. So the table just gets piled with things. But we have been working on cleaning up the basement. We put new flooring in. And so we were like, why don't we just move the dining room table down to the basement? Because this would be a nice space for hosting. You know, we have some friends over for board games, like try to do it once a week, but you know, we all have lives. So we have friends over for board games occasionally. We can all just hang out in there. It's a good space. And then I could like repurpose what is technically the dining room, I suppose, as like a space to actually like not store things, but you know, set things in between spaces. So instead of the dining room table, maybe I'll figure out something else to like set stuff on or in. And then maybe like a little like breakfast nook area. So like put like maybe an armchair or the couch from the living room in there, and like a little coffee table or something, and then I could just like sit in there and drink my morning tea. Make it all like comfy cozy. And I think it would get a lot more use. I do also, I do want to get a coat rack for in there. I asked my grandma for a coat rack for Christmas, and I don't have a coat rack yet because it is surprisingly hard to find a coat rack. I don't know why it's so hard to find a coat rack, but it's like they don't exist anymore. We went to like a local like home like furnishings type store, and they had one coat rack and it kind of sucked. It's like, where did all of the coat racks go? My parents got their coat rack at Costco back in the day. Like, why does no one sell coat racks? My parents have offered me their coat rack, and I'm debating if I want their coat rack or not. Might as well, right? Make a resin coat rack? Oh boy, I'm trying to think of... Trying to think of how that would go. Hi Tamangi, how's it going? That seems like it might be a rather expensive project with the amount of resin it would require. To be fair, my dad's kind of taking up woodworking, so I was debating, you know, having him make one for me. I think he'd be down. But I think I'm kind of at an impasse now where, since I've been offered my parents' coat rack, it might be a little bit weird to have him make one. Oh, I should set these so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. I guess at that. Where's, aha, aha. There we go. No, they're nice in camera. Nicely in camera. Ooh, I missed my finger. We're good. I was holding my thumb in a bad spot there, and I shouldn't have been. Ah, just in from work is per slip disc is playing up. Oof. DST. Oh, daylight savings time. Yes, 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 yes. No, yeah. I'm running on 1 less hour of sleep today. So that's my day today. Is 1 less hour of sleep. Debating what I'm doing with my life. That I don't know if that's because it's 1 less hour of sleep or just me still getting over February. I feel like February is always that month where it's just like, what am I doing? The February blues. But it's March. You'd think I'd be over it by now. Oh. I feel like maybe it hit later than usual this year. It is like spring outside. It's so warm. All of the like daffodils are up. There's a cat scratching at my door right now and she needs to stop. You're being so annoying today. Why? I'm not in the mood. I've had 1 less hour of sleep. Ow. Ah. Coat rack equals try IKEA. It's not a bad idea. We don't have an IKEA locally, but that would be a good place to look. Honestly, it might be fun to go on a little mini road trip with my grandma to IKEA. I feel like she might enjoy IKEA. It's kind of a fun store. Kind of an overwhelming store too. I've been there once, and it's a strange place. Ah. Oh, this is too thin, really. I should have made this a little bit thicker. There we go. Okay, I didn't quite cut through all the way, so I think we're okay. Ah, she's still yelling outside my door. And scratching. Alright, there we go. Just try to make sure that that stays down in there. Can you guys hear the scratching? You might not be able to hear it. Especially over the little space heater I have running. I can hear it though. I can hear the incessant scratching. I was already finding this cat annoying today. Because she's been screaming at me since I got home. You can hear it? Oh gosh. Well, I'm glad that it's not just me that gets to enjoy that. Alright. Local collection point delivery costs can be brutal. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what delivery would be like. Maybe if we're quiet, she'll go away. Has she given up? Maybe she's given up. To be fair, this is the cat that, for a long time, I thought she was deaf. Alright, I've got all of our keys cut. Let's get some tape put on these. But it's just because she does not really care about, pets get confused by daylight savings, don't they? Yeah. I think she was like, why are you awake so early this morning? Alright. So we're gonna tape these. I might tangle it up a little bit. So I'm just going to put tape all the way around this. I feel like sometimes she's just needy, though. All my cats are to a certain extent. She's just the most annoying about it. She loves to scream. We're trying to teach her that screaming does not get her way. I don't know how well that's working for us. Welcome to my life. It's my life. You know, I just opened this new roll of tape recently, and it feels like such a fresh roll of tape. I don't know how a roll of tape can feel like a fresh roll of tape, but it does. That's an eyelash. Oh well. Just remember the one maxim. Dogs have owners. Cats have staff. Yeah. And they won't let me forget it either. I love them, but sometimes, oh my gosh, sometimes. I will say she's, the one that's screaming outside the door is probably the most annoying of my cats. Which maybe sounds bad, but like, the other ones will meow and stuff, but they aren't nearly as incessant and annoying about it. She's just, as we sometimes call her, she's a lady who knows what she wants. And she will let us know what she wants. Get all of the stuff lined up. Oh dear. She's back. She's back again. How are you all? I would bring her in here to show you all the cat. I don't want to teach her that doing this is going to get me to open the door and give her what she wants. Because she keeps doing this. She's been doing this same sort of thing. Oh, she's adorable. She's also half the size of all my other cats. I call her the kitten. but doesn't mean she's gonna get away with it just because she's cute. But no, she does this. She'll often do this outside my brother's bedroom door. She loves to sleep in my brother's room because it's the warmest room in the house. I think it's just because it's on the sun side. Oh, we all know when, yeah. They gotta come hang out, yeah. I know how that goes. We are having some Constant Comet, which unfortunately completely fell into my mug. The string is in there. But, I've been on a Constant Comet, kick lately. My brother found a couple of boxes of it while he was organizing some things. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing that exists. I like that. It's like I think it's like a spiced orange kind of tea, but it's not like not like a chai sort of spices. It's a lot more like mild. I don't know. It's nice. It's not like, don't know what to call it. I don't know how I would describe it. Because it's not like super fruity, it's not super spiced like a chai is. It's just kind of like a mellow, slightly, it's a very warm sort of flavor. Like, I mean, I think of black tea, I suppose, is kind of a warm sort of flavor, but that is today's drink of choice. Oh, as I was saying though about the cat, no, she's been doing this outside of my brother's bedroom door because I get up earlier than he does, and she likes to sleep in his room. That's her favorite room because it's warm. And I have taken to whenever she's screaming outside his door while he's trying to sleep, I will grab her and put her inside of whatever sweater I'm drinking. Sorry, I was thinking about tea. Whatever sweater I'm wearing, it's like, nope, you're getting shoved in the sweater now. That's what happens to kitty cats who scream outside of doors that they don't need to go in. Apparently. Probably like Lady Grey. I think I've had Lady Grey. I'm trying to remember which one that is. I do like Earl Grey, but that's a bit sharper, I think. The Earl Grey is. With the bergamot. Can't remember. I'm sure I've had Lady Grey before, but I can't remember what sort of flavor, what the flavor's like. What is the flavor in Lady Grey tea? Okay, let me try and get all these to line up. There we go. Cool. We've got that on. I think I might add another piece of tape around the D2, kind of going up the sides. I'm gonna put it on the bottom because it's so thin. I just want to make sure that it is gonna work. So I'm just gonna kind of go up. I don't want it to leak. I'm kind of worried it is. There we go. Now it definitely won't. The other ones, I'm not too worried about. Black tea, bergamot, plus added lemon and orange peel. Ah, that does sound nice. I feel like that's a sharper flavor. This is a more mellow flavor than that. I think of Earl Grey as being a little bit punchier, a little bit more tart. This isn't really that tart. Okay, I am gonna cut down the side of this one at the very least because it's a little bit tall, which is going to make it difficult to grease up in there, which is what we're going to do next. We're going to Vaseline all of these so that we can pour silicone and it's not going to stick to the silicone that's already there. D2 really wants to come out. I've got Vaseline, I've got Q-tip, that's the word I was looking for. Got Vaseline, got Q-tip. Let's do these. Fragrant light black tea blend, created by Twinings in the 1990s, is a milder, fruitier alternative to Earl Grey. Yeah, I might have to get some of that at some point. It does sound good. Alright, so we're going to try and completely coat the whole surface of this in Vaseline, apart from the actual face of the dye. We don't want to add Vaseline to that. We want it to be nice and clear. So I'm just going to shove it into all of the little keys. It really doesn't take too much. We just want a barrier. I have used, I could also use the, what's it called? Mold release. You can use mold release too. I've done that before, and it does create a barrier, and you don't have to be as precise with it. You can literally just spray it in here. It does make it more difficult to, like, take the lids off later once, to like take things apart, and I found that the silicone will sometimes tear right around the face, whereas with this I don't really get that tearing as much unless I completely miss a spot, because this creates a good barrier between the two. I'll try to show you how close and everything I am once I get there. Tell you what, let's just... Alright. Excuse me while I go quiet. I can't concentrate and talk at the same time. Trying to get as close to the face as possible without actually getting any of the petroleum jelly on the face. For the folks that do dice stuff and make their own molds, what do you use? Do you also use Vaseline between the base part and the lid? Or do you use something else as a you know, a barrier to make it so that the two parts don't stick together? It's got very close to the corner there, but I think it's okay. Ooh, Black Forest cake for birthday cake. That sounds good. So you can see we're all greased up. All greased up and ready to go. Except for the face of the actual dye. Is it your birthday, Cobra? Were we talking about this last week? Dollar store. We're in this. It sounds like we have the same idea. Nice little cheap thing of petroleum jelly. Well, happy birthday. Think you'll do Vaseline? Yeah. There's pros and cons to both. I think it's do you want to put more time and effort into before you pour the lids or after you pour the lids? Because this is more work before for sure, but it was a lot more work after with the spray to try and get the things separated. Oh, I could probably angle back down again now that we're not doing the tape up in the air. For those just joining, my cat is still screaming outside of the door. She really wants in the craft space, and I'm not letting her in because she keeps screaming outside the door. She's being very needy. Trying to get as close as possible. Alright, D12. It's warmed up enough to start playing with your resin again. Yay! Got asked to make spring-themed coasters. Ooh, that's fun. What resin do you use for your coasters, out of curiosity? I've been talking about for a while with coasters. I mean, obviously I've made coasters that I use myself a long time ago. I think this is pre-pressure pot, maybe. But I feel like they don't do well with hot drinks. Envirotex? Oh, okay. How does it do with, like, if you put like a hot mug on it? Does it do okay? I feel like my main issue is that it dents the resin, and then also, like, my mugs will just kind of stick to the coaster. So I'll pick up my mug and the coaster will come with it. And then at some point the coaster will fall off and whack me in the knee or something. The recess, so if one is so inclined, one can put some cork or something. Oh, okay. Yeah, but if I'm going to do resin, I want to make them all fun and pretty on the top. As long as it's not overly hot. Alright. Maybe that's something I'll look at some point. Try a couple of different kinds of resin. I'm debating maybe getting a different kind of resin once I finish my current container of dice resin anyways. I mean, I like the thicker, I do like how thick it is, but the thing is, like, and I don't know that this is a problem with my resin specifically, but, like, I have some older sets of dice, and they've yellowed quite a bit. It seems so inconsistent, though. Some of them, it seems like, have yellowed a fair amount, and then other ones are fine. Some of them have yellowed a tiny amount, and then some of them I'm like, why are these orange? I don't quite know why some of it has yellowed so much, and other ones are okay. But I can't think of I mean, you can do some stuff to kind of prevent yellowing a little bit, but I don't know if it's the resin. You can put your coffee mug on it once you've made it, and it doesn't flex or anything like that. The thickness is also a factor. Yeah, I was wondering if it was UV exposure maybe, because I did do some, like, outside shows, especially with some of the older sets of dice. So it could be UV exposure. I was kind of debating that. I suppose that would make sense. And how's that? Oh, did I get a smear on the face? Alright, well, we'll show how to clean that up. I don't have one in there anymore. Do I have a spare Q-tip? Do I have a spare Q-tip? Now I might be able to use a little corner of this. Oops, there's more in there than I thought there was. I'm just gonna kind of try and wipe away. Honestly, if it's not perfect on this side, as long as it's like smooth, it'll be okay, because this side's gonna end up sanded anyways if I'm making dice. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. So I think that'll be okay. That might just be the die itself. You can see it looks fine. You can kind of see maybe up at the top there, it just looks a little smudged, but I think it's okay. All right, let's keep going. For those that are just joining, I was talking earlier, I'm trying to decide where I want to go next. I'm looking for ideas, because I'm debating if I should go back and get a full-time job, which would obviously mean I'd be doing this less. Resin type maybe? Well, I'm going to be using epoxy, I think. I don't really know much about polyester, but pretty sure all the stuff I've used is epoxy. I don't know how the two compare for... Does polyester stink? I mean, to be fair, the epoxy doesn't smell great. But anyways, I'm debating if I should go get a full-time job, just because I think it's partially just because the economy. This doesn't necessarily pay the bills. So I'm trying to decide. I could do that. I could maybe pick up some sort of other thing. Maybe see if I can actually start doing some sort of, like, I don't know, voice work or something, reading for things, I don't know. Peter Brown did a video looking at yellowing resins over time. I might have to look at that. Yeah, that would make sense. It seems like the guy that would do that. Polyester resin has a famously strong, pungent odor, primarily because it contains high levels of styrene, a volatile organic compound, used as a solvent and cross-linking agent. Yeah, you put a drop of blue in your clear resins, yeah. I mean, that's just kind of using color theory to your advantage, yeah. So if something's turning kind of orange, put a little bit of blue, it'll neutralize it. Makes sense. Plus, I feel like we tend to view blue as a neutral color, strangely. Like if you make black a little bit more blue, it'll look darker, and if you make white a little bit blue, it'll look lighter. The smell can persist for days or even months until the resin is completely fully cured, while the intense initial smell fades within a few days. That sounds like a lot. I think I'll stick to the epoxy. Yeah, especially with the kitties boat. Yeah, not that they come in here, but yes. This is kind of my resin pouring room, and it's all closed off to the kitty cats, especially after I've poured resin. I suppose with the whole job stuff, it's really a question I just have to ask myself and figure out myself. I know no one else is going to be able to tell me what to do. It's kind of one of those things where it's just like, I don't want to have to figure it out myself. Can someone just tell me what I'm supposed to be doing? But, I don't know. Doesn't seem like I don't know. It's not really the most lucrative time to be any sort of artist. I'm sure there's people that are doing fine, but there's that. 1d6. Next d6. So we're gonna get these all Vaselined up, and then we'll get our silicone poured and get them into the pressure pot. We'll have some new molds. Woo! Should be good. I really should sort through all of my molds. I definitely have some, like, the D20 molds especially tend to get, well, one, I use them so much more often than all the other molds because I'm doing Patreon D20s. But also, the openings are so much smaller in comparison to the size of the dice, you know, related to the other dice. So you gotta fit a lot more die through that opening than that one, for example, where it's just straight up and down. But some of them definitely have like numbers that are not good. They've had bits that have torn off and such that they just need tossed. I've been trying to keep an eye on it as I unmold things. You know, if I unmold something and it's like, oh, this 7 for some reason is missing part of its top bit, you know, just pull it. Ah. Yep, that's all the way across. I am trying to think of what all of this stuff would look like as a hobby. Because I think if I went the full-time job route, this would have to be relegated to hobby-dom. Which, I mean, I probably could run this more like a business, honestly, than I do now. But I don't know what that would look like for me. Okay, next little bit. Almost there. Almost there. There's that. Ah. Spread Vaseline everywhere. What sort of hobbies do you guys have? What do you guys do for fun? can be dice related or not. Something like a plastic solo cup mold with slits to allow less molds. Like a plastic solo cup mold with slits. You don't have fun. Yeah, that sounds accurate. Something like a plastic solo cup mold with slits to allow less mold stress when demolding be viable. I'm not quite sure I understand what you mean, Monkey. Are you saying like yeah, I'm not quite sure what you mean. Are you saying like with the sides cut? You could probably do that with the sides cut. I know that's kind of how they do sprue molds. You cut along the side of the mold. I figured it would take more cleanup, but maybe not. Games, reading, listening to music, gardening some. Ah, that sounds nice. What's your favorite game, Cobra? You need to come out with a level 10 character by Tuesday? Oh gosh. Oh, I really should send my DM the backstory stuff that I have for my new character. We finished our campaign. I was playing a barbarian, and now we're starting a new one with a different DM. The previous DM is so excited to not have to DM this one. It sounds like he's a bit of a forever DM. He's so excited to play a character and not DM the thing. But I'm gonna play a weird squirrely wizard guy who's used to sitting behind a desk and now has to be out in the world with where there's like scary monsters and things, guys. There's like stuff that wants to try and kill us. Just absolute nerd that does not know what he's doing. Right now, actually playing some Uma Musume? Did I say that right? Pretty Derby. Stardew Valley is a distressing game. I will say Stardew Valley does look like a fun game. I've never played it, but I can see why people like it. Yay! There's one of my weird, I will say, I feel like that's one of my weird hidden talents is I'm quite good at figuring things out phonetically. Something, yeah. It was kind of funny when I started working at the tutoring center, because, you know, we teach phonics, and it's a mix of phonics and sight words and all sorts of things, but I had to like learn all of the phonics rules because I just don't, you know, I learned them so long ago, I don't think about them. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess if you do put an E at the end, it makes the vowel say it's, you know, a long vowel in the middle. I didn't really think about it. I just do that. And also, wait, which one's a long vowel and which one's a short vowel again? Had to remember all that, like, relearn all that stuff. I'm like, I don't remember which ones are long, which ones are short. I just know, I know the sounds, I don't know what the names are. For those that don't know, long vowels say their names. So that'd be like the A in same. It says A in the middle. Aim. And short vowels are the other ones. So it'd be ah. Teach you all the phonics rules. And then, of course, we've got all sorts of loan words and things that have different, completely different phonics. I mean, different languages have completely different sounds. I still think that's really fun. That was something that I found fun when doing French in like high school. Was all of the sounds that it's like, oh, we don't have this in English. We have to learn how to make new sounds with our mouths that we've never had to make before. Like, oh man, the word heureux. H-E-U-R... No, what? How's it spelled? Heureux. H-E-U-R-E-U-X or something like that. I just remember that being so difficult to say. Because it's got all those guttural R's in there. I mean, the example they usually use though is rien, because it has that guttural R and the nasal N. But I found it fun having to figure out all of these new sounds. Why did I get a math degree again? Should have got into, and I was gonna say entomology, different thing. Stay clear of Welsh. Why stay clear of Welsh? I think it is phonetic. It's just that they use letters to represent different sounds than we do in English. Pretty sure that's how Welsh works. I know people like to make fun of Welsh, but I think it is phonetic. You just have to view the letters of Welsh as separate symbols from the English characters. Like W is not W. It's different. That is something we run into occasionally with like bilingual English-Spanish kids, is that, you know, they'll do the alphabet and the vowels are different, and it's the same in French too. I mean, Spanish and French are both romantic languages. There's some similarities there, but like, sure, the letters look the same, but they sound different. It's close enough with like English and French, or English and Spanish. It's like, I recognize that the letter I, what we'd say, you know, I or I, is quite often an E sound in, I think, both French and Spanish. Don't remember. You know, it's like, it's called E in French. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Yeah, E. It's called E. So it looks the same as our I, but it's a different letter. Oh yes, I've heard the place name. I wonder if it's a bit like German, because I feel like in German they like to like basically make like compound words type things. Like, I guess they are technically compound words, right? Don't they like to like add put words together a lot in German? Don't know. I only took French in school. Alright, we've got those all greased. We are ready, I think, to mix up some more silicone. And we'll get those poured. Alright, so it doesn't actually take a ton of silicone to do the lids. Let me grab the cup. So I'm going to put these gloves on. These are the same ones that I used before, so they've got stuff on the outside of them, but it's just silicone. And I'm just putting them on because I don't want to get my hands all like goopy. So it's fine. Alright. Cups. I'll put it up a little bit. So we're going to grab our two parts. I already cleared out my mixing jug, whatever you want to call it. But it doesn't take too much. Let's see here. I'm only going to go up to about, I think it's only, how much is it? Now I have to remember, I think I changed cups recently. I think that's what's throwing me off. I think I used to use different cups. I don't think it takes very much. I'm trying to remember. Is it up to the first line or is it below that? You know what? We'll go up to the first line, because if I have extra, I do have the molds from last time that we didn't fill up, and we can fill them up. I don't think it's even up to the bottom line there. But again, these are different cups. We'll go to the bottom line. Yeah, that's close enough. And this is, we want equal parts, so let's do our white. Oh, actually, I ended up like exactly at that bottom line. Is that going to be too much? That might be perfect. Well, I think we came out pretty perfect. Oh. I think we're pretty good. I think we're good. I just went up to the bottom line on the cup. All right. All right, let's mix this up. Silicone. I'm using Moldstar 15 Slow. I know a lot of folks like stronger silicone. It's just kind of what I started. I will say a lot of the materials that I use when it comes to the dice making, it's just what I started with, and then I just kind of stuck with it. I do like having longer work time with things. That's the slow part. Gives me a little bit more time to get things where I want them, but I know people. I know a lot of people tend to like a 20 or 30, I think, shore hardness instead of the 15. But I haven't had too much trouble with my molds staying. Like can use them a lot. Alright, let's get this mixed up. Mix it so you guys can see. I think it's going to be easier if I don't. There's definitely some cat hair in here. It'll be okay though. I was debating getting a maybe slightly harder silicone when I next order more of that too. But I've got quite a bit more of this to go through, I think, since I get the big jugs of it. I don't know if I need to, since I've slowed down dice production a bit. Alright, I think I figured out, again, I'm still just thinking through the what I want to do thing. I think I have 3 options. I could somehow change up what I'm currently doing. I don't know what I would do to, either, I mean, maybe just become more, what's the word I'm looking for? Purposeful in what I'm making and doing with what I'm, you know, my current endeavors here. I could get a full-time job, and this would probably become a hobby. Or I could try and pick up some sort of third job of some sort. I think those are kind of my 3 options. Or, yeah. And I think I just need to figure out which one of those I want to do, and depending on which one I pick, what I want to do within that option, because there's lots of different things I could do within those options too. Oh, option 4 is run away and join the circus, actually. I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years, and I enjoy doing it. I'd honestly love to do this stuff full time. It's just a money thing. That's the problem, is just paying the bills. I've got enough other hobbies and stuff that, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think that, that honestly the concern would be that if I make this a hobby, it'll be more of a chore, which maybe sounds weird. But I think that if I was working full-time, I might have other things I want to do instead. Option 4 suits me best, run away and join the circus. Yeah. I mean, I've been toying with the idea for years. So, you know. I think I might need to learn some skills, though, like walking on stilts or something. Become the bearded lady somehow. Alright, I think that's all mixed. Looks like it's all mixed. It's all one single color. And I've been scraping the sides and the bottom. So I think we got it. And those are all greased up. So let's pour some lids. Ooh, went all out of focus for a minute there. Alright. I'm just going to pour very slowly and go down the line. And the lids don't need to be super thick or anything. I kind of just want to make sure there's enough to fill in all of the corners and cover the top. Because I mean, having a little bit of a thicker lid's kind of nice, because it does, it adds a little bit more weight is good, because then you don't get raised faces as much. But honestly, I usually stack all of my molds anyways, like in the pressure pot, so that kind of holds the faces down usually. You know, I put the ones that don't need as much on the top. All right, that should be good. And I'm just pouring with a very thin stream to try and, I mean, I can see that there are still some, but I'm trying to keep large air bubbles out, and pour slow enough that things can, you know, go down into all of the little divots and everything, and like the numbers and the keys. I hope I made enough. I might not have made enough silicone, so I could not remember how much silicone I needed to make. I mean, if I need more, do you think I could just put more in here and mix it up? Like, we're still pretty early on, right? We'll see. See if I need more. I kind of want to get all of these lids poured today, partially just because the Vaseline's on there. And I feel like it's not as efficient if I let it sit for a long time. So to be fair to Monkey, that's why I'm not a professional painter. I always told myself that I'd never paint as a job because I love it too much. My real artistic passion is acrylic and oil painting. That stuff's the best. Yeah, I always told myself that I wasn't gonna do that for a job because I didn't want to lose the passion for it. Of course, it now means that I don't make time to do it. I do think that making YouTube videos about it, I would be okay with. And part of that is because part of the reason that I didn't want to do it for a job is because I didn't want to make things for other people, I guess. Like, I didn't want to, like, compromise my artistic vision, I guess, to appeal to the masses. Whereas if I was doing YouTube videos, I feel like I can make whatever I want. I like making weird stuff. But, that said, I don't know that I'd want that to be my main thing. It's nice to, it's good, I think it's good and healthy to have a hobby that is not monetized. I will say the problem with having crafting in any sort of form as a hobby that's not monetized is that you end up with stuff then that you're like, I don't know what to do with all this. That's how I ended up here, is I was making soap. Everything here ended, like, this all started because I was making soap for fun. I got a book at this little bookshop that was all about making cold processed soap. I was like, man, that looks so fun. I was so excited about this book. Started making cold processed soap, just for fun. The problem is that, whenever you make cold processed soap, you make it in batches of like 2 pounds, which is about 10 bars of soap. So anytime I wanted to do a different design or scent or anything like that, I ended up with 10 bars of soap. It's like, what do I do with 10 bars of soap? It's so much soap. And so then I started selling it at like a local craft fair, like a local bazaar once a year. So it's like, what else am I gonna do with all this stuff? But that, you know, very much started as, and that kind of was a hobby more than a job, because, you know, I sold it once a year. I had an Etsy set up where no one ever bought stuff from me, but I had some soap there. I moved away from soap eventually just because it's perishable. It goes bad after a while. So it's fun to make. I enjoy making soap. I have some sitting on the table over there that I made. I made some for my dad for Christmas, and actually I might grab one of those bars because I could use a new one in the soap dish upstairs. So I still make it, you know, for family and friends and stuff when I get the chance. But I don't, you know, it makes so much of it. I don't know what to do with it all. But that's how I ended up doing resin, was for that bazaar. I was like, I need something besides soap. And then this just has kind of snowballed in weird ways. But I mean, you'll notice that I kind of have moved away from making dice, which maybe sounds weird because I obviously have it in my videos, but my focus used to not be on videos. My focus used to be on making lots of sets of dice to put in my shop. And I don't think I've added a new set of dice to my shop in probably a year. And I've got a bunch of sets that I really should just, you know, I have a bunch that are unsanded. I should either put some raw sets in the shop, or get some of them polished up and put in there. But I think there's, just because of, again, the economy and things, you know, I think things aren't selling as much as they used to, especially during like 2020 when people had some time and not a lot of stuff to go do to spend their money on. That's when I started doing dice. I think there's more of a market for them then. Alright, I think we've got, that worked out perfectly. It was just the right amount of silicone. Alright, let me get all these on here. I am gonna do something a little bit weird. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get some of the air bubbles to go to the surface. Shake it! Ah! Alright. It should be okay. Use your resin filament. Okay, I am probably gonna call it here for today. You were crap at the monetization. We made things for people. You always did cost plus donation. They'd pay what it was worth to them. You'd rather someone pay 20 for something. I hate figuring out pricing. That's one of the worst things, is figuring out the pricing. But anyways, I'm gonna go get these into the pressure pot. It's gonna be loud, so I'm gonna let you guys, yeah, but again, the problem is it doesn't pay the bills. Which is why it works well as a hobby, but yeah. No, I completely understand. I beat myself up every time I raise my prices. But yes, I should be back next weekend. I think we're going to maybe ink some dice if I don't get them inked before then. If not, I'll get something figured out. We'll do something fun and artistic and creative, I think. I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out for a bit, listening to my woes of my you know, monthly crisis of what am I doing with my life. But hopefully I'll see you guys later. Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye.